Why do so many people feel stuck, drifting through life with a mind that refuses to cooperate? We chase ease, we run from effort, and we drown ourselves in distractions. Yet somehow, we question why our inner strength feels weak, unfocused, and exhausted by its own excuses. The truth is harsh but simple. Comfort is quietly destroying the discipline and mental toughness you were born to develop. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations as a peaceful philosopher. He wrote them as an emperor surrounded by chaos, betrayal, and war. And still, his mind remained steady, sharp, and unshakable. Today, you and I will walk through 8 brutal Stoic rules that can rebuild that same inner force within you. Rules that strip away illusions, confront your weaknesses, and reshape your mind into something disciplined, resilient, and dangerous in the best possible way. Before we begin, take a deep breath and commit to this path. Your transformation starts here. 1. Embrace discomfort like a warrior. If you want to repair your mind, you must destroy the lie that comfort is your ally. It isn't. Comfort is the quiet poison that drains your discipline, suffocates your ambition, and weakens the part of you meant for greatness. Most people avoid discomfort their entire lives. Uncomfortable conversations, uncomfortable choices, uncomfortable emotions. And in doing so, they avoid the very path that would have made them powerful. The Stoics didn't run from discomfort. They trained with it. Marcus Aurelius began each day reminding himself that he would encounter selfishness, rudeness, hardship, and chaos. Why? Because expecting difficulty strengthens the mind. Preparing for it builds character. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, would deliberately sleep on the ground, eat the simplest meals, and wear rough clothing to remind himself that he could endure with or without comfort. He refused to let softness control him. Modern life has made discomfort optional, and that is exactly why so many feel mentally fragile. When everything comes easy, the muscles that truly matter, discipline, resilience, patience, and focus, begin to fade. Think about your own life. When did you grow stronger? Not during ease, not when life was gentle. You grew through heartbreak, through failure, through struggle. Every scar you carry proves that discomfort has shaped you more than comfort ever could. But embracing discomfort doesn't mean chasing suffering. It means choosing challenges that build you instead of break you. Go to the gym when your body wants rest. Finish the task when your mind wants escape. Have the conversation you're avoiding. Say no when you crave approval. Wake up when comfort whispers, stay. Each of these is a small battle, and every time you choose the harder path, you reclaim a piece of your power. Discomfort reveals who you truly are. It strips away excuses, exposes your real limits, and forces you to face the distance between who you are and who you want to become. Avoid discomfort and the gap widens. Face it and the gap shrinks. One of the most dangerous lies people tell themselves is, "I'll start when I feel ready." No, you won't. Readiness is born inside discomfort. Confidence grows through action. Strength develops through resistance. A warrior doesn't wait for the perfect moment. He steps into the fire before he feels prepared. The very moment your mind resists or tries to run, that is where growth begins. So here's your Stoic challenge. Today, not tomorrow, not next week. Choose one discomfort and face it without negotiation. Take a cold shower. Walk instead of driving. Cut sugar for a day. Speak up when you normally stay silent. Sit with your emotions instead of distracting yourself. Do anything that forces you to reclaim authority over your impulses. You don't need to change your whole life today. Just take one step your old self would have avoided. Every time you confront discomfort, you build a new identity, one rooted in strength, clarity, and self-respect. Repeat this silently as you move through your day. Discomfort is my training ground. 2. Master your emotions before they master you. Most people lose the battle long before life even challenges them because they cannot control their reactions. One comment triggers them. One inconvenience ruins their day. One mistake sends them spiraling. They don't respond to life. They erupt at life. If you cannot command your emotions will command your destiny. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." That single truth explains almost all human suffering. Pain doesn't come from events, it comes from our interpretations, impulses, and untrained reactions. A mind that panics before it thinks will destroy its owner. Look around: road rage, online arguments, jealousy disguised as confidence, people living on emotional autopilot. The more you surrender to emotions, the weaker your self-control becomes. You lose clarity, respect, and your ability to choose who you are in the moment. If you want to fix your life, you must strengthen the space between stimulus and response. Imagine someone insults you. Instant reaction: anger, defensiveness, justification. Stoic reaction: a breath, a pause, a moment of power. Because the moment you pause, the emotion loses its grip. That pause is where your strength lives. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Most people do the opposite. They try to control everything except themselves. Emotional mastery begins with controlling your interpretations. You get cut off in traffic. Are you being attacked? Or did someone make a mistake? Your partner uses a harsh tone. Are they disrespecting you or stressed? A co-worker criticizes you. Are they humiliating you or offering a chance to improve? Emotion wants the dramatic version. Wisdom chooses the accurate one, and emotional control is not suppression. Stoics never taught "don't feel." They taught "feel," but don't obey every feeling. Emotions are signals, not commands. So here is the Stoic protocol. Simple but life-changing. Pause for 2 seconds. Breathe slowly 3 times. Ask yourself, is this about the event or my interpretation? Practice this daily and you will feel a shift. Triggers lose power. Manipulators lose leverage. Overwhelming moments shrink. Because emotional mastery doesn't make life easier, it makes you stronger. Repeat this when emotions rise. I am the master, not the puppet. 3. Stop expecting life to be fair. One reason people stay miserable is because they cling to a promise life never made. The idea that life should be fair, that good people should naturally receive good outcomes, that loyalty should be returned, that effort should always equal reward. But life doesn't operate that way, and expecting it to will repeatedly break your heart. The Stoics accepted a truth most people refuse to face. Life isn't fair and never will be. But that doesn't make you powerless. It pushes you from entitlement into ownership. Seneca wrote, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." Not because life is gentle, but because life hits without warning, without fairness, without explanation. Strength comes from accepting that truth, not resisting it. Think about your life. People betrayed you despite your loyalty. You worked hard and watched someone less capable rise ahead. You cared for people who never cared back. You were blamed, judged, and overlooked unfairly. And it hurt, not because the event was cruel, but because you expected fairness. Fairness is a beautiful idea, just not a reliable strategy for life. Stoicism teaches something different. Don't expect fairness. Expect difficulty, expect setbacks, expect chaos. Then prepare to meet them with composure and strength. Marcus Aurelius Emperor of Rome, faced betrayal, political rivals, war and plague. Imagine being the most powerful person on earth and still realizing you can't control fairness. Instead of complaining, he wrote page after page, reminding himself to accept what he could not change and respond with virtue. Here's the painful truth. Life doesn't owe you fairness. People don't owe you kindness. The world doesn't owe you understanding. But you owe yourself discipline, direction, and self-respect. That's where your real power begins. When someone treats you poorly, don't waste your strength thinking, "This isn't fair." When opportunities slip away, don't drown in self-pity. When life hits harder than expected, don't assume you're cursed. Instead, ask the only question that truly matters. What can I build from this? Because unfair moments aren't dead ends, they're invitations. Invitations to grow tougher skin, to sharpen your character, to rise beyond your old limitations. Every strong person you look up to has one thing in common. They stopped waiting for life to be fair. Instead, they became stronger than whatever life threw at them. So here's your Stoic practice. Whenever you feel mistreated, misunderstood, or ignored, pause and remind yourself, this isn't injustice, this is fuel. Use it, apply it, transform it. From today onward, replace the expectation of fairness with the discipline of resilience. You'll suffer less, grow faster, and build a mind that cannot be broken. Repeat this when life feels harsh. Life owes me nothing, and I still rise. 4. Control what you can, release what you can't. One of the greatest sources of human suffering is our obsession with controlling things that were never ours to control. We want people to behave the way we expect. We want situations to follow the script we created. We want outcomes to reward our effort. And when they don't, we fall into frustration, anxiety, and self-doubt, not because life betrayed us, but because we placed our peace in the wrong place. Stoics built their entire philosophy around one brutal truth. Your true power ends at your own thoughts, actions, and choices. Everything else is noise. Epictetus said it clearly. Some things are in our control, and some are not. Those 10 words can free you or frighten you, because once you accept them, you can no longer blame the world for your unhappiness. You must take responsibility for your reactions, your habits, your discipline, your direction. Think about how much of your suffering comes from trying to control what you never could. Trying to control someone's opinion of you. Trying to control who stays or who leaves. Trying to control timing, outcomes, or opportunities. Trying to control the past, replaying it, rewriting it, wishing it were different. But control doesn't come from forcing the world. It comes from mastering yourself. Picture this. You're on a ship in a violent storm. You can't control the waves. You can't control the wind. You can't control the sky. But you can control your hands on the wheel. You can steer. You can stay steady. You can choose not to panic. That is Stoicism. Peace doesn't live in calm waters. It lives in strong hands. The moment you stop trying to control everything outside you, something powerful happens. Your anxiety fades, your direction sharpens, your strength returns. You stop riding emotional roller coasters built by other people. Nothing exhausts the mind faster than obsessing over what you cannot command. You cannot control the past. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control how someone interprets your actions. But you can always control how you show up, how you speak, how you manage your time, and how you protect your peace. That is your territory. That is your fortress. Here's the hard truth. Letting go is not weakness. It is discipline. It takes immense strength to release what your ego desperately wants to grasp. But when you let go, you return to your center. You reclaim your energy. You stop giving power to things that never deserved your attention. Here's a Stoic practice that can shift your entire life starting today. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or lost, pause for 10 seconds and ask, "Is this within my control?" If the answer is yes, take action immediately. If the answer is no, release it without negotiation. This single habit will save you hours of overthinking, weeks of emotional drain, and years of unnecessary suffering. Because the truth is simple. Most of what stresses you out was never yours to fix. Most of what angers you isn't your burden to carry, and most of what scares you hasn't even happened yet. You gain real strength the moment you stop fighting battles that were never meant for you. From this point on, let this be your grounding reminder. I stand firm in what I can control, and I release everything else. 5. Train harder than life demands. Most people fall apart when life gets tough, not because the challenge is too big, but because their preparation is too weak. They want a strong mind without pressure. They want resilience without discomfort. They want grit without any training. But strength is not something that magically appears when things get hard. It is built long before the storm even arrives. The Stoics lived by a practice known as voluntary discomfort, intentionally choosing difficulty so that real hardship would never break them. Seneca slept on the floor, wore rough clothing, and lived simply for days, even though he had wealth. Marcus Aurelius trained his mind every day to expect conflict, betrayal, exhaustion, and adversity. And they understood a truth we forget. If you only train at your comfort level, life will crush you at its difficulty level. Modern living has softened us. Warm homes, easy entertainment, fast food, endless distractions. Everything is convenient, and convenience weakens the mind. Comfort dissolves discipline. When everything is effortless, effort becomes unfamiliar. And when real pressure arrives, loss, rejection, failure, illness, financial struggle, people collapse because they've never built resistance. Strength does not grow in comfort. It grows when you step into situations that stretch you. Training harder than life requires doesn't mean being reckless. It means building a ready mind, a capable body, and a resilient spirit. It means choosing the harder path, not because you enjoy struggle, but because you care too much for your future self to leave them unprepared. So what does voluntary discomfort look like today? It's taking a cold shower when you want warmth. It's fasting for a day to remind yourself hunger doesn't own you. It's putting your phone in another room so your focus can breathe. It's working out on the days you want to skip. It's finishing a task even when your emotions want to avoid it. It's choosing the difficult conversation instead of hiding behind silence. Each act is a small rebellion against weakness, a message to your mind that you choose strength over ease. And every one of these choices builds a layer of mental armor for the moment real adversity arrives. Here's the truth. Life will challenge you. Life will pressure you. Life will expose every weakness you've ignored. But if you've trained harder than life requires, those challenges become stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Where others panic, you stay collected. Where others freeze, you take action. Where others break, you adapt. Because resilience is not built during crisis, it is revealed during crisis. Think about the strongest people you know. They aren't unbreakable because life has treated them kindly. They're unbreakable because they have practiced being uncomfortable. They choose what is necessary over what is easy. They've trained their minds to approach difficulty with intention, not fear. So here's your Stoic challenge for the week. Pick 2 forms of voluntary discomfort and commit to them, not to punish yourself, but to train the part of you that refuses to quit. Cold showers, no sugar for 48 hours, early wake-ups, daily silence, a tough workout, a difficult conversation, a digital detox, manual labor. something that forces your mind to engage instead of retreat. Because every time you choose the hard thing, you send a message to your future self. When life becomes tough, I will not fall. I've trained for this. Let that truth shape who you become. 6. Detach from outcomes. Fall in love with the process. One of the biggest traps of the modern world is obsession with results. Everyone wants the promotion, the dream body, the financial breakthrough, the recognition, the validation. But very few want the repetition, the discipline, the patience, the grind, the consistency. We worship outcomes and then wonder why we feel anxious, empty, and disappointed. The moment you attach your identity to outcomes, you hand over your peace to something you can't fully control. Stoicism gives you a harsh but freeing truth. You control effort. You never control the outcome. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do what is right. The rest is not your concern." Not because outcomes don't matter, but because outcomes shouldn't decide your worth. If your happiness is tied to results, you'll live in emotional turbulence. But if your happiness is tied to your process, you'll live in power. Think about it. You can give your best and still be turned away. You can work hard and still lose. You can show up every single day and still not see instant progress. If your motivation collapses every time results disappoint you, you'll spend your whole life stuck in the cycle of starting and quitting, forever trapped in disappointment. The Stoics understood better. They measured success by their actions, not by external rewards. A warrior can't control the outcome of the battle, but he can control how he trains, how he fights, how he carries himself. A farmer can't control the weather, but he can control his seeds and his effort. A creator can't control how the audience reacts, but they can control their discipline to show up. The strongest people aren't obsessed with winning, they're committed to showing up. And because they show up consistently, they eventually win. Detaching from outcomes doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop dependent caring. It means outcomes no longer define your mood, your identity, your worth, your confidence, or your direction. You still want the best, but you're no longer destroyed when things don't go your way. Detachment frees you. Attachment traps you. See how outcome obsession steals peace. You post something and check likes every minute. You work hard, but one negative comment ruins your mood. You go to the gym but quit because results aren't immediate. You love someone but cling to how you think they should behave. The outcome becomes the cage. Your expectations become the guard. But when you fall in love with the process, consistency becomes your advantage. You focus on the controllables, your effort, your attitude, your discipline, your repetitions, your progress, and suddenly, your life becomes lighter, calmer, stronger. You stop forcing everything. You stop chasing validation. You stop begging for results. You simply focus on the work. And eventually, the work itself becomes the reward. Here's your Stoic practice. Define your ideal daily process, not the ideal outcome you dream about. Your process might be 45 minutes of deep focus, 10 pages of reading, 1 workout, a moment of silence, and 1 clear action toward your long-term mission. If you complete the process, you win, even if the results haven't shown up yet. Because real results are delayed rewards meant for disciplined people. Outcomes follow the process the way a shadow follows the body, never the other way around. From this moment forward, remind yourself, I don't chase outcomes. I build myself, and outcomes follow. 7. Remember death. Live with urgency. Most people walk through life as if they have unlimited time. They delay their dreams, avoid responsibilities, and stretch their potential across a future they assume they're guaranteed. They say later, tomorrow, someday, as if life is patiently waiting for them to finally take things seriously. But the Stoics faced the truth head-on. You are running out of time, and you don't know how much is left. Memento mori wasn't meant to be dark. It was meant to wake you up. Marcus Aurelius wrote reminders of his own mortality, not to depress himself, but to sharpen his intention and urgency. When you remember death, you stop wasting life. Think about how different your choices would be if you truly felt time slipping. You'd stop tolerating relationships that drain your energy. You'd stop hiding from conversations that matter. You'd stop throwing hours away on distractions that give you nothing. You would finally start the thing your future self is begging you to begin. Death is the great clarifier. It strips away excuses, ego, procrastination, fear. Suddenly, the opinions of others feel irrelevant, small problems shrink, and what remains is what's real, your character, your purpose, your actions. Here's the paradox. Remembering death makes life feel more alive. When you understand each sunrise is borrowed, you appreciate it deeper. When you realize every moment is fragile, you treat it with more honor. When you recognize time is limited, you stop living on autopilot. Here's your Stoic exercise, simple but life-changing. Ask yourself 3 questions each morning. If I died in a year, what would I change? If I died in a month, what would I stop tolerating? And if I died tomorrow, what would I regret not doing? Then choose one answer and act on it today. Not tomorrow, not when it feels convenient. Today. Because urgency isn't panic. Urgency is clarity. You are not promised a long life, but you are promised this moment. Use it with intention. Use it with courage. Use it with purpose. Tell yourself, I live like time is borrowed because it is. 8. Live by virtue, not approval. One of the biggest traps in modern life is the obsession with being liked. People twist their personality just to fit in. They hide their values to avoid judgment. They soften their voice so no one is uncomfortable. They trade authenticity for applause. And here's the cruel irony. The more you live for approval, the more invisible you become to others and to yourself. The Stoics never accepted this weakness. They believed virtue, not popularity, was the foundation of a powerful life. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say, if it makes people happy. He didn't say, if it earns applause. He didn't say, if everyone agrees. He said, right and true. The 2 pillars of a warrior's integrity. When you live for approval, your identity is borrowed. When you live for virtue, your identity becomes unshakable. Think about how much of your stress comes from fearing judgment. You hold back your words because someone might disagree. You avoid decisions because someone might criticize. You lower your standards because someone might be offended. You stay quiet when you should stand firm because you want to be liked more than you want to be respected. But here's the truth. Every moment you abandon your values to please others, you lose a piece of yourself. And every moment you stand in your principles, especially when it's uncomfortable, you gain a strength that can't be taken from you. Virtue is not perfection. Virtue is consistency. Being the same person in private that you claim to be in public. It looks like telling the truth even when it's inconvenient. Keeping your word even when no one would know if you didn't. Doing what's right even when it costs comfort. Protecting your boundaries even when people resist. Walking away from gossip, corruption, and dishonesty even when it leaves you standing alone. Approval gives you a warm feeling for a moment, but virtue gives you a foundation for a lifetime. The Stoics believed a person rooted in virtue becomes untouchable. Why? Because you can't manipulate someone who doesn't crave validation. You can't threaten someone whose values outweigh their fears. You can't control a mind that isn't hungry for applause. Imagine how free you'd feel if you stopped chasing approval and started focusing on the person you're becoming. Imagine living with decisions driven by conviction, not insecurity. Imagine walking into a room with calm confidence, not because people like you, but because you respect who you are when you're alone. That's the essence of a Stoic life. Your character is your compass, your values are your armor, your actions are your legacy. Here's your Stoic challenge. Choose one virtue today: honesty, discipline, courage, responsibility, patience, humility, and live it for the next 24 hours without telling anyone. No announcements, no performance, no seeking praise, just you and the quiet discipline of doing what's right. Because true strength isn't loud, it isn't dramatic, it isn't chasing attention, it's the steady, unshakable commitment to being the person you know you were meant to be. Repeat this to yourself as you move through your day. I choose virtue over validation every time. You've just walked through 8 brutal Stoic truths, 8 principles that don't make life easier, but make you stronger. If you embrace discomfort, master your emotions, release the illusion of fairness, focus on what you can control, train harder than life demands, detach from outcomes, live with urgency, and anchor yourself in virtue, you become someone the world cannot break. These aren't concepts to admire, they're practices to live. Stoicism isn't philosophy for bookshelves, it's armor for the real world. And if you apply even one of these principles today, your life will begin to shift in ways you can feel, not just imagine. Before you go, take a moment to reflect. Which truth hit you the hardest? Which one will you commit to this week? Drop it in the comments. Let this be your accountability space, and if this message moved you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs strength today. Repeat this to yourself one last time. I am becoming unshakable day by day.